tonight. It's week 5 and 2 days. So obviously I've not done it, I think it's 2 weeks, is it, since I last was on here. Don't really know what to say. I've got my post-op next week, and I've certainly been feeling loads better, like this past week. Been managing to do a lot more bits around the house. I did clean the carpets yesterday downstairs and sort out some cupboards. Probably did more than I should have done today. I've got a really swollen belly. I've just put my support belt back on, and today I've just sat on the sofa watching telly, as you can see. But something my sister said to watch Pretty Little Liars on. Only on episode 6 just starting, so if nothing else, not working and being at home, I've managed to watch TV. In terms of everything else, scar is now healing. It's that itchy stage, which is when your skin's repairing. So yeah, that's a bit itchy. And bladder gets, like, I'm not having to get up in the night to go to the toilet, which I know some people say that they feel like they have to go to the toilet more often afterwards. I'm not having to do that, so like my bladder is quite similar to how I was afterwards, that I can go out and literally hours without having to go to the toilet. And yeah, so it's been like that. I've managed to get through that. By the time I get to morning though, my bladder's a bit uncomfortable at the minute. Like I say, but my tummy, I don't know if that's because my tummy's more uncomfortable with having maybe done a little too much, but I am a believer, like I say, in getting up off your bum. I don't mean going crazy, I've not been leaving the house or whatever, but just doing bits. So I'm cooking, washing pots, especially seeing as the dishwasher broke the other night and flooded the kitchen floor. Skin wise, I've got no makeup on, there's no foundation on, I've just got one little spot there, but surprisingly I think my skin's looking quite good. I've been using, I think I showed you this serum, and I do believe it's made a difference to my skin. The only problem I've got is I'm finding clothes really odd to wear, so I can start wearing something like jeans or whatever in the morning. By afternoon my stomach's really swollen, so having to take them off, I have to slip like a dress on or nightie if I'm at home or whatever. And also so conscious of, like, as the weeks go on, how long this keeps swelling up a lot in the evening is going to last, because obviously it's running up, we're in October, starting to like functions and stuff, and I don't want to think of going out feeling alright in something and then by the end of the night I look 6 months pregnant, which at the moment that's what I sort of feel like. As the day goes on, I go from not flat because I've got weight to lose, or did have weight to lose anyway, but it goes from being not looking so pregnant to it's really round and like sticks out. Like, so this is my my belt that I wear. I'll just take it off to show you, but I use it to sort of put it in, but I don't know if you can see, that's the bottom half of my tummy, so that sticks out quite a lot. Which in the morning it's not as bad as that. Like I say, it's worse today because I've done a little bit more the last few days. Planning my daughter's 18th, so she's 18 2 weeks today. The little girl's 6 next week, no 7 next week, not 6, she's 6 now, she's 7 next week, and then the week after my daughter turns 18, and then about 3 weeks after that it's my birthday, and then not long after that it's my husband's birthday, and then not long after that it's my son's birthday. So yeah, in the run up to Christmas it's all birthdays. So yeah, bit of a ramble, but yeah, feeling good. Can honestly say best decision to have had a hysterectomy. The first 2 weeks, as I was saying to a lady yesterday, the first 2 weeks pain relief you are going to be uncomfortable. You do have to think about when you're turning over in bed, them sort of things. A bit like when you're heavily pregnant and it's really uncomfortable to lie on your tummy or to turn over. It's that sort of thing for the first 2 weeks. I would say once you get to the 2 weeks mark, just try and get up and about a bit more. I don't mean like doing marathons, but maybe walking through a couple of rooms every hour, just having a wander around your house, building your movement up. Maybe trying to do, stand up for maybe 5-10 minutes, and again, not lifting anything heavy or whatever, but just building up. I am a big believer in just lying in bed all day, not doing anything is not going to aid your recovery. And again, I'm not saying go stupidly. I don't mean go do everything around your house, and like I do, if I do a day where I'm a bit more active, then I have a rest day, a bit like as if you was exercising at a gym. It's purely that. So the biggest thing is I've got my post-op next Thursday, and gross alert, but I did a quick internal myself the other day. I know this sounds gross, but just wanted to see how things feel. They have taken the cervix away, and it definitely feels a shorter length at the moment, and probably some stitches. It felt quite hard, and there was a couple of pointy bits, so obviously no sexual intercourse going to be happening for a while. That's the bit that sort of freaks me out, returning to the sex. Each hurdle that I've sort of was freaked out about before, I've sort of got through and covering it. So obviously initially it was the actual having the hysterectomy, HRT. I've settled onto the patches, get on with the patches, great, no headaches, nothing. I've had one migraine, which prior I would have had loads. Weight, I've not actually put any weight on. I was 10 stone 6, well, I was actually 10 stone 8, I think, when I first went in. And I've weighed in, I think, this morning at 10 stone 6.5. So I've actually lost 1.5 pounds. And I am hoping now that once I get to next Thursday and I'm cleared, that's my next aim now, is to be able to lose weight post-menopausal. So I shall see how that goes. But I initially seemed to plump up, and then I've seen to, that was on the pills, since I've gone into the patches and it's settled in, yeah, seems to have evened out. And like I say, my skin's loads better, no headaches, the feeling sick that I had on the pill, that's all gone. So I highly recommend if you go to your doctor is to ask for the patches. I know that they don't really push them, they might not even tell you that they do them, but yeah, definitely worth asking about. And then, so patches, constipation afterwards, like I told you, massive thing. That was probably one of the most painful parts of all my recovery, was constipation and trying to go to the toilet initially. The first few times it was really painful, and I did have to sit on the toilet for a long time, and I am still using a laxative, well, Senna, just to aid it twice a week, just to try and keep my stools from moving. And that's, I had that way, obviously your stools are really hard and really round and you can't pass them. And then that's all settled down. So my next hurdle is obviously sex. But can't say, it's like, I'll be alright, I think, once we've done it a few times maybe, or can see how painful or not painful it's going to be. But at the moment, not even an option, just not ready for that. I think because things are still a bit tender if I have been doing stuff, so I don't want to go upsetting my stitches internally because I can still feel them. So I'm assuming I'll get an internal next week at my post-op, so we shall see what my consultant says next week. But other than that, all in all, a long ramble, a little bit of chit chat, and if you've got any questions, then just ask. Like I say, I'm trying to cover or think of everything that I was thinking of as I've gone through this, and I've recently had a couple of other ladies ask me stuff that are due to have hysterectomies next year. So obviously there are questions out there, and it's nice to be able to give the answers, or give my experience of it. But yeah, I can honestly say it's not as bad as I was expecting. Do prepare for a few weeks of pain, but if you've suffered with pain or loads of issues prior, you will honestly think it's the best thing you ever did. Okay, Okay, I shall go. Cheerio. Bye.